Good afternoon. I'm drinking my coffee. I'm not very professional, but I guess then I'd be like Jay Leno, David Letterman, Lenova. First thing I want to talk about right now, before any time expires on the clock, is the H. If I did a V and I went right up to this part of the H and another one here, I can actually lift it. If this was a chain, separate chains, and we can move. See, we'd have a chain here, and we'd have a chain here. And we can carry the H east and west, okay? Left and right. But if it were the I letter that we talk about, which looks like the H, the only way to do the I letter would be chain links 11. This carries this part, this carries this part, this goes north and south, this one goes east and west. So H goes east and west, I goes north and south, unless we're actually like this. It would be going, because they both get the touch. Northeast is opposition to southwest. Northwest is the opposition to Florida, or from where I stand in Montreal. Okay, so they all get the touch, northeast, west, and south, okay, not by counting times 0, okay, nor here, nor there, okay, other than, so we have the I going up and down. Now we have little boy blue, okay, blue is number 40, boy is 2 and 15, B&O, Barack Obama, the division of the dog cage, 215 is the memory inside a boy that's divided by 25. BO is 17 and 25 is 42. Everything is divided by the 9 lives of the cat. 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 equals 6 and 8. 6 and 8 is 14. The 14th letter, okay, AD, the 14th letter N. The 14th letter, there was one more thing. Again, 14, 14, 14 is 42. They exchange the E and the I because as you get the 5, right, or the center, 15 is the circle. Divide the circle up into 90, 90, 90, or 15 seconds to each part of the circle. 15 and 90, 105. You see what D's give you? They make this star. Do you see what the cross gives you? 1, 2, 3. Stay grounded. You're starting here. This would be home plate. You're in the front base over here. The pitcher's mound, let's say, would be number 5 at this point. Okay, and you go 1, 2, 3, 4, okay, and the center is 5 on the cross. 5 and 9. One of the reasons for 9, between the 2 thumbs of 5 and 5 is 2 thumbs that make 1 9, which make the brackets that we fit between. The brackets are positioned on 0 and 9. Life is actually a decimal, okay? It's a minus and a plus. Life is never more than 101 because if it's a minus and a plus, it has to go through the middle. So the smallest point between the middle, between 2 sides, is 0.1 to 0.9, and 0.1 to 0.9, calling a whole 1 the gateway that is blocked. Even on your radio dial, it only goes up to a certain number. We're talking about little boy blue equals to 42. 5 and 9, E and I, equals to 14. E and I is 59, 59 on the clock. This over here shows your center, okay, as 254. The 254th day of the year was 9/11. 5 and 4 is the sun. 45 is the fox of the radiation that passes through the sun. 52 is Earth. 25 is Jack. Hook me up 2 cell phones or hook me up 2 worlds, and we've got 1 sun, and we now have the star system. You don't even see this. You don't see because you weren't made to see it. You're not blind. It's just the way it is. Sometimes, all the time, most of the time, based on my own perception, I close my eyes and I can still see. I painted in my house, some based on whichever way my hand would go, and others based on taking a close look at the wall and saying a little line goes there. Although what I saw was this much out of a huge amount, I still was able and had the capability of seeing a design before I designed it. So you have 9. So this would be the 9 card. 4 here and 4 here. 4 connect to 1. 1 for 1. and one for all, the steeples to come on in. So we see I going up and down. We see H going over this way. Okay, two different systems. Okay, then there's the, actually it's, don't forget, when we put these two together, we end up with 8. These two make the octagon, plus and times. Okay, so now we're going to get to the number of boy. 2 times 5 plus 1 plus 2 is 8. 42 and 8 is 50. 50 becomes 56. 56 is the passage. Why? Because 6 is 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a number in the center that connects everything. 6 is nothing. 6 is just an expression of 6 of 6 of 6, of where one world and two world come in as a single solidarity moon, okay, on the 7th card. And everybody represents that moon on the 7th card. It's a 7th gate. Here's the 7th moon. There's 2 entries to the 7th gate. My perception and understanding, my belief, but otherwise then other things that I can see as the 7th gate is Luna. Instead of anything else, Luna is the way in. That means Luna is the way out. 2 doors. Don't care which way the doors go. No, there's 2 openings before whatever they were decided to be, whichever way the shaft went. Are we all on schedule in this? Don't forget, I'm making all this up. All I have is a thought in my mind. Luna's one moon, Phobos and Deimos are the other moons. And I still haven't started to do the moons on Neptune, the moon of Pluto, the moon of Uranus, the moon of Jupiter, the moons of Saturn, the moons of Venus, the moons of Mercury, the moons of Earth, the moons of Mars. Now, Venus and Mercury apparently have no moons. To the contrary, they might be themselves, okay, the laboratories for the Creator. Just like the Zodiac says, New Zealand is who created part of us, but everything was made in China. But don't worry about that. Okay, so what we're going to go to next is, so we showed you all these things. We showed you this over here. This made this way shows this star, okay? If it's made the other way, I'm trying to see where it is. If it's made the other way, it enters the cross, the I inside here. There is no H. It's 2 I's. It's I over I. But the I, when turned, comes on the outside here, and the outside here turns into an H. See the way it's one baseball stadium, another baseball stadium, another baseball stadium? You're grounded. This is where I was before when I said you're grounded. And I also spoke about I and E in my other thing, okay? When you're grounded, 254. Sorry about that. 254 when you're grounded. 2 times 5 is 10 times 4 is 40. Little boy blue. Blue is 40. Boy is 42. 82 is time heaven. Okay, within his head, it was all about blue. So whatever is blue is making us see. Our heaven, our energy is coming from whatever is blue. Whatever creates blue. However you get to that baby blue. Quebec is baby blue. Greece is baby blue. And Israel is more or less baby blue. The 3 major flags that I've been playing with in my mind. And now I think there's one around Finland that might have the same thing inside of it. So we have 40. 40 becomes 46. As 50 will become 56. As 60, which will become 66. When you have 60, you have the word 4. You have the word orange. And 60 is 66, showing 2 worlds of the orange sun. In pool, it becomes the 5 ball and the 13 ball. 1 plus 3 is 4. There again, 1 plus 3, 1 minus 3 is 4 and 2. Little boy blue. We mix the 2 worlds together. 46 and 56 is 102. 40 and 60 is 100. But it's actually 166, which would be 616, because all zeros get 6. The reason all zeros get 6 is because this card and this card show the same thing. This is in the middle. Right here. So it's 2 different games. This is you're going around on the outside. This is turning on the outside. This, okay? Even though the mark is over here, by the time this mark gets all the way around, okay, this mark is turned on the inside. One is the spindle on the inside. It goes all, this is always the same. This is different. This is always the same. The inside time never changes. The outside time changes, and that might be the movement. I don't even want to get into that. I don't know. I don't know. Anyways, all we know, they both go in each other. So this is the 5 hole is right over here. You know how I know that? Because what is that? Where's that little dot? Is it in the 5 hole? Is it also in the 3 hole? But that 3 is like an arrow. It's pointing this way, and I mean it's pointing this way and this way to 3. See the angle of it? Or it's pointing this way and this way. Why? Because that's on top of the turning card over here, and it turns. This turns. But in all reality, to make it fair, in between here, 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 and here are going to give you the total of how many numbers are on the roulette board. So if you take that and you went around here, 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 and here, and I don't know why. Why do we always use 3 dots for a circle instead of, I mean, why do we always use 4 dots for a circle? Why not 3 or 2? Because the first time the actual circle or square begins is with the minimum of 4. And it goes all the way to 9 for Pluto. Okay? 9 times 15 per square equals to 135 ACE, the area of the cat lives. 4 and 2, because it took 2 2's to make 4. This becomes your area of 2 times 4, 2 plus 4 is 8, and 6 is 14, 1 and 4 is 5. The center, so 0 is now a circle. So if 0 is now a circle, then it's the middle of this circle, and its area, because the center of everything is the one area, right, in which creates itself, okay, through the 5 inside the middle. So this is what the area is, 1 and 5. At the same time as that's 1 and 5, and I've mentioned before. So let me look for something over here. Anyways, you can even do it on this, okay? You must put 1 in the center that divides. Irregardless, the 2 sides will be divided. Then you put these 2, and then you put these 2. The bottom here is open, okay? Everything is secure. We are against the ground. When I was counting in these numbers, sorry to jump all over the place, but when I was counting on these numbers, or the D, okay, this is on the ground. This is in the air. Center means the middle, but we play from here. Here's the middle of 2 worlds, here and here, or here and here, creating the letter N at the same time. Okay? N connects 2 worlds, M connects 3 worlds. M can be done, but M, if it's done all on the same line, it makes 4 wide. Is there 4 wide is the question. We'll tell you whether or not how you will design the letter M. Back to 40 equals 46. 46 will now represent 34. 4 by 6, 4 plus 6 is XX in Roman numerals, and then to the English language, we now join the Romans, okay? We now join the Romans where the X was 10 into the English or odd alphabets, where the X is 24, the difference is 14. 10 and 14, the cross on man's back stands in the center of probably 55. 5 and 5 on top of itself. 5 times 5 is the center. That's 25. So you're not going to be here, you're not going to be here, you're not going to be here, you're not going to be here. So you're 5 times 5, okay, and your 5 plus 5 equals to the star system. The plus and the multiplication inside here is the star system. Once you've joined that, you've now made the circle of life, and it's created by Z and N. Questioning, getting back to why are we here? If I draw this line over here, I divide it here, right? But if I draw it perfectly straight, I now make 2 worlds. I can make one of these, flip it over to this side, now I have 2 equal. Just make one of them, have 2. Okay, the apple, do it whichever you want. And then you have on this finger 2 fingers. Then you have on this finger 2 fingers. Then you have over here 1. Okay, if you want to know about 0, 0 is this, the center of the soccer field. Nobody actually owns it, yet they call it your side of the field. This is like a cutout, a zone out. Doesn't matter which side of the actual field you're actually on. Okay, it's all the same because it's owned by the other world. This is the entry passage. No one owns it. So I went 2, 5, and 2, 2, 5, and 4. I went little boy blue. It brings out the orange ball and pool, which is 5 and 13. 5 and 13. 5, 1, 3 says ace. It says cat. It says win a red dog, get a Big Mac. It's all about the smack that's inside of that 13. Why? Because 1 and 3 is A and C. 1 equals 7 as 34 count to the word O-N-E. 3 equals 56 is the count of T-H-R-E-E. 5 times 6, 5 plus 6 is 41, and that's exactly where we start the game in Monopoly. So 13 is the link to the AC energy, in which I showed you 2 moves to the center, but we only play, okay, look, 2 moves to the center. Here's the number 1 is the crowd. The number 2 is your bench. You're sitting on the bench, you go into the middle playing field, you're back on the opposition's bench. 2, 5, 2. I have 2, 5, 4, because if it was this hand and I take this out and this was 5, these 2 would be 4, or 2 and 4, which is the cat. And you turn it around the wood like this. If you put this in the center, like this, okay, don't move this, and you read with these. You put these 2 on the bottom, and the other 2, see this one here, or this one here, they're the readers. They would turn around, this one would stay in the center, and it would read your mulch. Like I said, the hormones, again, all these drug pills for bipolar and all mental disorders seem to take away that sexual enthusiasm and drive. It also gives you, one of the reasons for that is because, for me, my mind is somewhere else. Either that or I haven't attached to anything yet, but my mind is somewhere else. I have completions to do, and I can't break it down. So instead of giving a person a chance more than as normal as you would, that extra energy is put into the painting, the videos, the books, everything that conformed me to be alive. So that's what I feel. And also these pills make it pretty difficult. Anyways, so I want to talk about something else. Okay, moving up the ladder with energy. Okay, but ladder or la terre, the later of. In French, they use this to say 10 is dick. 10 dick, okay? But inside the word, okay, letter, they can say letter or ledder. When you say der, it says red. When you say tur, okay, or turd, okay, and it's pretty funny what turd is, right? It's actually the crap. But this says retina, okay, E-T, angel resident. There's an A because it's an A-R, so now it's a teardrop, okay? It's also in French, T-E-R-R-E, says the earth, but it only says 1/3. Remove the T and put a P, which is the number to the light 16, instead of the T. But T to 16, 20 is 4, so you can do that. Because in pool, you can go all the way to 8 to win, but the difference is actually the 4 and the 5. The 3 and the 4. The 3, 4, 5. Just take away the T and put P, you now have Pierre. Rocks on fire. The other thing about the IHDE is it says hide. Hide in the shade. Here's your H. See this? Here's your H. Here's your I. Here's your E. Okay, here's all your D corners. Your connection with these corners, okay, is right here. It's the swastika. And everybody knows that. In order to get from here to here in electricity, you got the swastika going. Most people, hold on, most people actually see it like this. Hold on a second. Most people will see this. Some people will see this or this. But when you take this and you put it over this area connect and this area connect, you've got the S. When you take that S, you now have Hades. Sitting in the shade, don't hide. We're in Hades. 9 opens Pluto, opens with Mercury, or Saturn opens with Mars. Here we have Uranus, opens with Earth. And here we have Venus, opening with Neptune. This corner and this corner, see the over the top and over the top? If I choose this corner, this one's under, this one's over. See the short area? So I don't know what I'm getting to, but there's deeper things inside the moons, inside the names of the moons, just the stupid names. Because the minute somebody says something to you, you're talking, you're into your project, you're discussing. Give me a second, please. Talking about your project, all of a sudden something happens and you don't hear them properly. You assume something else. A new idea is reflected from your mind because of a misunderstood word that you had somebody repeat. Because what did you hear? If you didn't hear the word, did you hear anything at all? Did you hear enough to understand whatever it was in the word? That might change anything and could be everything in history. One thing I want to say is I believe in the new world, okay? They will not tamper with our air or water, no matter how much it's going to look tampered with at some point. If computers need clean air and water, and tractors and cars need clean air and water, it would be really foolish of them to ruin any of the water because that's hardly irreplaceable. And by ruining the air, everything falls in the water as it goes up and down. So regardless, it's all now contaminated by my better understanding and the way I see it. When I take the red on letter, okay, or the earth on retina, okay, if you take a good look at it, it says deter. To deteriorate, red, read deer, A goes before R. We have deer and tear go together. A deer tear. Now what would a deer tear be? Doe, a deer, female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun. There it is. A ray of drop of golden sun. There becomes the tear inside the reindeer. Okay, doe, a deer. So now we have to go back to when this song was made and who sang it, how popular the song was. If I remember, it also fits in with the same song as do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti. Was that in the Switzerland mountains? Do, a deer, a female deer, ray, a drop of golden sun. So all of a sudden, I started with nothing, and I brought you somewhere to where you're not really sure where it can be. And my cat's chasing flies. And it all comes from these two words, D-E-R and T-E-R. Add the A for the R, add the A for the R over here. You don't always have to put the A in front of the R because the H letter is a multitude letter. Spell it how you want. I'd like somebody, if they could, write me the letter H the way you can spell it. Spell H as the letter H. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because if I take Pluto, change it into Hades, right? It wouldn't say, first of all, it would say R over here. It could say roses for all I know. Okay? Why? Because the maximum letter between A and H equals to I9. R equals to the 18th letter. 1 and 8 is R9. So we can now change that. R, A, H, 1, 8 is the O. Because the 1 and the 8, okay, and I make this crap up, okay? Because the one, once you have the 1 and the 8, you have the 1 and the 8 to complete your house. Okay, the 1 is in the center where the 0 is. Okay, it's right in here. Here's your 8 fingers, right? If you're actually connecting your house and not counting anything else, we can just count 8, separation, and 2. So we have the 8 separation with these 2 thumbs, and these 8 up are all over here. You have 8 and 2. Has anybody ever seen a flask that looks like that? Or the tombstone that looks like that? Because now we have 4 and 4. 1 in the center and 2 on the bottom. A lot of combinations, eh? People will come out and say, hey man, you got too many combinations. All right. I'm going to speak to the maker of this planet. He said don't remove 1. He says they all work. So now we have 8. We have 1 in the center and we have 2. And 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Here's 2. Here's 1, here's 4, and 4 is 8. Okay. 8 and 2 is heads and tails. It shows that we put Mercury and Jupiter. Okay, Mercury's inside of Jupiter. And we ended up talking about if this was Pluto, they stand up to be the arches. Could possibly be the legs of man. I don't know. S-E-A-D, the seed. Hades. H-A-D-E-S. H-des. Okay? H-said. What does that mean? It also says northeast. Why does it go northeast? A-D, 1 and 4, is the 14th letter here. E-S or E-S-T, because most people don't understand it. And T is a combination. It's a combination that T can go after S many times. So you'd put it right here. Okay? I mean, if I shove the R here, it'd be O at best. But anyway, whatever. The egg lies in the east. This is Hades. Arches, arch, es. The only thing missing is the D. That would mean us. We are the D. I can't explain it. I wish I could say exactly what it is. I see the seed word. I see D and E, which is the sun. I see the electronic. This one over here, okay, will now create the two worlds connect, okay, inside of X. Do you remember we spoke before about Roman numeral X and then the English language? The English language X, one was 10 and one was 24, equals to 10 and 12, 2 by 12, 2 by 5, 4 by 6. So this one, okay, 2 times 5 is 10. 5 plus 5 equals 10. 12 plus 12 equals 24. 2 by 12 equals 24. 4 by 6 equals 24. 3 by 8 equals 24. So all these numbers fit into 24. And what happens? It becomes a ring. It becomes a ring. You see these things over here? Okay, now we're going to show you that okay, you're getting ready for what I'm doing? Getting ready for this? Okay, then we're going to go over here and I'm almost done. Don't go away. I'm going to put it on the front, that how long it took to set this thing up. Okay, and I got one more piece to do. Okay, I'm ready. I'm going to have to take the camera off. See these two? This is where your nose would be. See, this is where your nose would be. Your nose would be here. I'm going to try and just give me a second. You don't mind? Just give me two seconds. Okay, I took a long time to do this, right? Okay, you ready? Okay, let's see what it looks like. It didn't look any better. But this is the combinations of how everything turns around. You have this one in the center here that reads off of this side and this side. Okay, now I'm not sure if one is an incoming, one is an outgoing, and this here, this piece here, is taking out, it's reading everything, because inside of over here, okay, there's a bag. It's like this. Okay, hold on, it's like this. Okay, it sits like that. You see how thick it is? Well, that reads. That'll read right off the reader, okay, inside of this chip, and then it'll send the information away. Some go east-west, some go north-south. Okay, so this is the way it was. One eye, two eyes, the nose. Do you have to hear? Because we hear with our ears and animals hear with their ears. Do you think that's why we actually hear? Do you think the ear is here for that reason? Do you think your nose is here for that reason? Do you think we're made like this for a specific reason? Of course we are. Let me just go back and see. We did the kite. Okay, do you see the teepee? Okay, we did this before. 4 and 6, Earth and Mars again. I'm going to just show you one other thing. Let me show you something else. Made a little change. You see? Mars has a moon here. Mars would have a moon here. This would be Luna. Okay? Then, what I would do is I'd move, and we'd have another moon here, and we'd have another moon here, 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 and here. And connect these together because we're a multitude of transceivers, receivers. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. My phone is ringing. There was something else I wanted to talk about. It was about zero time, the center of the time that turns that nobody counts. 5 and 7, when you actually put 5 and 7, take a good look. It's part of the letter N. Okay, it also can be part of the letter M. 7 and 5 and 7 and 5. When I repeat 7 and 5 together, I'm not going to show you. We're going to keep this video short. You can also see the Quebec Nordique's old symbol, okay, where the Q and the N were put together. So if I put another 5 and 7 together over here, just give me the second, over here. Trying to figure out which way I got to draw this. I know this is wow. Well, it actually looks like this. See? 5, and then if you look here, there's a 2, and then if you look here again, there's a 5. This looks like an X. At the same time, it looks like the E. And at the same time, it looks like sigma. And at the same time, 1, 2, 4, 8, 7, 5. It's the same thing as Mark Rodin's numbers, the same following numbers. Anyways, we'll keep it at this. It's a long video. Sorry about that. Raphael 7286 and a constellation of Pegasus. Thank you for watching.